right. You don't need it right this very second. You can get it in a second. All right. You all have a yellow sheet of paper sitting in front of you, correct? Who are we waiting on here? Taylor, is that it? All right, my turn. Ready? Oh, you know what? I best not screw this up. That's why I wrote it down.
I know we're missing Jamin, that's all I know.
Oh, Jamin is gone. Where's Jamin?
I don't know.
Okay. Ready? Here we go. Put your name at the top.
I think you went to the
And remember, this is a formative, so what we're looking for is what you know, where we need to go from what we know. It clarifies what we think you know, those kinds of things. And this is a kind of a, you're going to do a little assessment.
a little ditty.
Little ditty, yes.
Play the one about
Now, here's the deal with these. Please keep in mind, right? We have those really early ones, those basic questions like, you know, what's your name? Yes. And those that are like really research-based, and we're not doing that. We're going to do one in the middle of them. Put your name on that, kiddo. You need a pencil or a pen. Steal one from Mrs. Dockweiler. All right. So here is your question. Jeopardy song, anyone? Thank you. All right. Did you all see that the Jeopardy chick wrote down Turd Ferguson? And so Alex Trebek had to say, who is Turd Ferguson? You're so lost on that, aren't you? It's a Saturday Night Live skit. All right, yeah. All right, here we go. Can GMOs be sold as organic foods? Can GMOs be sold as organic foods? Write your answer down, and I don't want a yes or no. I want an explanation.
Can we say I don't know?
No. Can GMOs be sold as organic foods?
I don't even know what to guess.
Just write IDK, maybe.
Erica has been backspacing all year.
Do we have more
Oh,
than one
no,
question
Erica,
that we
don't
need to number
backspace.
them?
No, this is it. That's the only one.
Can they be
GMOs be what?
Sold as organic foods. When you're done with your answer, your sticky note, put it on the board.
There's only one question?
Correct. Hi, Mrs. Keller. Can GMOs be sold as organic foods? What do you think? Shh. Hunter, Nerve, you're on it.
What one?
Yeah.
I just told you something. Don't come straight
Here's
to me.
your answer.
What'd
Here's your
she tell you?
question, right? I want you to answer that for me the best you can. Do you have a? Yep, that's your name. That's good. That's where you started. Can GMOs be sold as organic foods? That's your question. So go sit down and answer that to the best of your ability, Jamin. You'll be fine, kiddo.
I really should not sit next to you.
You shouldn't. Mr. Schneider moved all those back and probably moved them back too far.
Yeah, that's just a little bit too far.
No. That is not, no. Stop it. Stop it. Put them on the board, young people. That's not the board. That's the projector screen.
We made a smiley face.
No.
What's the date today?
I don't know.
Hey, Mrs. Schneider, what if our plants grow to be too big to fit inside of our...
Like Haley's?
Shh. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute. Shh.
Jeremy, you're the vertical of a whale.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Young people, I know you get out at noon. I know you're all really excited to get out at noon. I know you're all really excited to go play football in the rain. We have stuff we have to get done, though, and if that takes us till 12:30, I'm okay with that. Then shh. Let people work.
Cookie, Pop-Tart, can I have it?
All right. I think,
Fun Sunday.
Jamin, you keep working, okay? All right. I think they're all here, right? What?
I have a great thing that I think Buffalo Bill off of Lands would say.
Okay.
I think you would say, I got places to see and people to be.
There you go. All right. I'm going to read just for just because you guys going up there today, I don't think is going to work very well because some of you are on, I don't know, sugar. Yes, because as long as they are not sprayed or moss it with after.
That's mine, I guess.
Moss it? What's the word?
Messed with.
Messed with.
Terrible handwriting.
Yeah, but you put two words together, so I'll give you I'll give you points for that. That's cool. There you go. GMOs are modified plants. Organized foods are not modified.
Organized?
Organic.
Organic.
I think they meant organic.
And that is, he didn't write organized. I read organized. It says organic. So yes, you're correcting me there. You're not correcting. Yay, Mason. I got to give kudos to, yeah, no, because GMOs are not food.
Was that Taylor? Was that Taylor? That was you?
That is your backspace lady.
Oh, of course.
Yes, because cows eat the corn and beans that are sold, I think.
I think.
No, because it is genetically modified. Interesting. No, because from my knowledge, they are genetically modified, so they are not strictly organic. Interesting. Yes, they can, because that's what they are used for. Oh, interesting. No, the foods have been tampered with their original genes, so they aren't organic because the genes are from other organisms.
That was mine, and I put my name on it.
Yes, they can.
I didn't put my name on it, I'm sorry.
That's yours?
Yes, because why not?
I have a feeling.
Ah, young people. Yeah, and you are telling us something from this, so, I think they cannot be sold as organic food because they are changed, and organic food isn't. Interesting. Most likely not because of, sign in Voveld.
What? Science involved.
Yeah, no.
I don't even know. Is this yours, Riley? Yeah. What even name did you put at the top? It looks like Rife Hurdles. What does that say to me?
Because of science involved.
Oh, interesting.
I did it! I predicted the future.
You did? All right.
My hair long.
No, they cannot. They are modified, and even though they can be grown without pesticides and insecticides, they are not considered organic.
Wait, but can we... Okay,
Go ahead, you can say it out loud.
don't we put insecticide on everything?
That's a great question.
And everything nowadays is genetically modified too, basically.
But it's not
so.
deep down inside.
Wait. Hold on to
Hang on. Let her finish. Keep going.
What? Well, that's all I had. That's all I
Okay,
that's,
all right.
yeah.
Now he has a hold on. Wait.
I want you to finish with the last one, and then we have a couple things we need to talk about.
GMOs cannot be sold as organic food because it has be altered from its original state. Organics would be classified as unmodified or original. I know the answer here.
As a science teacher,
Daniel.
some of those were quite good. A preponderance of those were quite not. That tells me what?
We're all in different places.
If I gave you a test and there was terms and you had to write a definition for GMO and for organic, class average would be?
Actually, quite good because their definition of GMO is actually pretty well on.
You would have done well on GMO.
Yeah, on GMO all by itself.
On organic, you guys would have done terrible as a class. I think there was about 3 of you that were on the right track. And 1 or 2 of you would have done well.
And part of the reason we do this, and I'll pick on Isabel a little bit because I know that Isabel is are you vegan or are you you vegetarian? Okay, because I know there's a difference, and I don't want to offend you one way or another. I kind of half expected her to know the difference, and I'm not quite certain you're there yet. So that's good info for me. Interesting. I want you to explain your statement, though, that almost all of the food today is genetically modified.
Yeah, Daniel.
Well, all the plants that you plant are basically genetically modified.
Okay, that's the same thing that you just said. Now explain that.
They're
Wait,
Listen, let him speak.
1 second, before Daniel moves on.
Oh my goodness.
We need to help Ms. Keller out, and we need help our audio recordings out. You, as a human being, can focus on one individual in the room and pull their voice out and listen through all the other stuff that goes on in the classroom. A microphone cannot.
Oh.
Any discussion in between the recording device or Mrs. Keller and the speaker comes across as louder than that.
All right. Get that?
Be a little more respectful.
Go.
Okay. Well, all the plants, like corn, every corn is modified because corn never used to be very tall. It just was short, and it's been genetically modified to grow taller, bigger ears, bigger yield. Beans are the same way. Wheat, same way. That's how they create all these different kinds of wheat. Like you got Wolf, Expedition. What are just all different kinds. So.
I have a follow-up question to this. Anybody else have a follow-up question to what he just said? Go ahead. I don't care who goes first, Trevor and then Mason.
On the yields, it would be higher yields, not getting.
Okay. Thank you.
Me neither.
Mason?
So are plants in there genetically modified too, Daniel?
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know.
Well,
How would
It's-
I don't know. What
it's a fair question. It's a fair question. Alex?
Through selective breeding, we kind of genetically modify them because not necessarily lab-based genetically modified. We take crops and breed them so they get bigger yields. Like corn, for instance, you can take two types of corn and mix them to get a better plant instead of doing it in a lab and that. So technically everything is genetically modified, not just lab.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Oh,
go ahead.
People have been doing that for hundreds and hundreds of years.
with people even.
Yes.
So like in the
And dogs.
1400s, they were taking wheat from over here that grew in this dry place, and wheat from over here that grew really tall, and crossed them, so that you would get wheat that would grow over here and survive a drought. Right?
Genius.
You knew that, right?
Can
Yeah.
she see?
Did you know that?
Check her screen.
I'm sorry, Heather. Corn, potatoes, anything that grows in a dry spot and grows really well, they want to cross with everything else in case of drought. Especially like in the 1400s, what kind of irrigation do we have? There's no such thing as center pivot irrigation. There's no such thing as a garden hose or a faucet, right?
All right, so I'm hearing you say that nothing is pure anymore. So then the next question that would go on in my head, because I think about people in that way, is that we are not the same genetic material we were way back when. We're not as hairy as we are, we're taller, those kinds of things, right? So then where does the line between what is the standard today and what is a GMO?
Evolution.
I can't tell you that.
Well, but that's the question that then goes to my head is if everything is genetically modified, then is there a distinction anymore between what is and genetically modified organisms? That's something you guys are going to have to figure out. But then I also have, and I'm going to get her in on this too, I have a problem with what you said right away at the beginning, which was almost everything. And I'm kind of thinking that math people like things to be a lot more specific than almost everything. And I know that science people do. And as an English teacher, you know I'm going to ask you what's almost everything.
I'm not here at this moment.
Mrs. Keller, what would you say about that? Do they need a specific number in those instances, or is that okay math-wise?
Well, I guess it depends on the scope that you're talking about. So, like, if you say all the food in the world is almost all genetically modified, that's one thing. There's no way to find exactly the percentage of food in the entire world that's genetically modified, right? But if you're talking about the food in South Dakota or the food in Armor, I'm sure that there are statistics that you can research that will give you exact numbers. So if your scope is smaller, when you're talking on a smaller scale, you can use a percentage. If it's the whole world or the universe, who knows, right?
Cool. Dun, dun, dun.
Mary asked a question a minute ago about how much is genetically modified and how much isn't. And is there a regulation? Is there a rule? where's the line, is what she said, between GMO and non-GMO. And it's not, it's non, right? You knew that?
Mm-hmm.
I wanna know who gets to draw that line.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Can I draw that line?
Can
you
I?
draw that line?
Can the farmer who grows the stuff call it that?
Dana runs the grocery store, can Dana decide where that line is?
And
Put a GMO sticker on this one and a non-GMO on that one?
and can the same thing be done for organic?
That was my question a long time ago. If I decide to dig up my yard and plant potatoes, what do I have to do to make sure that those potatoes are organic? Is there a law? Is there a rule? If I want to sell them at a farmer's market and I want to slap an organic sticker on them, what do I have to do or not do?
And then my next question would be, does it matter? I'm okay with finding an occasional spider in my cornflake box.
No, why
I'm
not?
not.
Nuts.
Because that's sealed up in a bag.
What there's like a percentage of animal parts in all of your processed foods, kiddos.
Well, I know that, but a live spider?
I don't want no.
Tell me it hasn't crossed your mind when you've bitten into a chocolate bar that's pure chocolate and it crunches.
I've never had chocolate that crunches.
Chocolate doesn't crunch.
Schneider, now I don't want to eat chocolate.
I was gonna say, I've just destroyed the entire band in choruses. You know, there you go. There you go.
I've never bitten into a chocolate bar and it crunches.
If it's not supposed to, really?
Those are just nuts, they're not bugs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
When there's rice that we open and it has stuff in it, I'd go throw it out the window.
I have to go through my flour when I buy it because flour occasionally will have weevils in it. So
It's
little
a bug that
worms,
eats it.
little worms.
And they're really hard to get rid of. 'Cause
They
you have
are.
to use poisonous gas in your bin.
Well, either that or you use a sifter.
So how do you? Wait,
Okay, on big
how do you
scale
go
you
through your
use.
flour?
Huh?
How do you go through your flour then?
You put it in a sifter.
Like she just said.
You can see them.
Literally
If you
not even 10 seconds.
are we really at a stage in our lives where you people have never seen a weevil in a flour bin?
No.
I've seen them in wheat bins. They're in the fields when you harvest a lot of times.
It's interesting.
We don't use flour that often, even though we're cooking. When we do, we use it for frying stuff, so it's just extra nutrients.
Beans. You're supposed to go through beans
Bean-
for
I
rocks.
What kind of beans?
Beans,
Like the beans to make like baked beans and chili and stuff. You've never soaked beans before, have you? We just need to have a whole class where we do nothing but cook from scratch.
Okay. Okay.
I'm good with this. Once I get to eat it.
I'm also
Can
fine.
we have it for like?
Can we make pizza?
We can make ourselves lunch.
Actually, we could make a pizza. We could make a white bean chicken Alfredo pizza made from scratch.
Good.
So, next,
Sounds nasty.
I would like to almost see a written discussion on this
They could blog about that.
with some sources to prove that they actually don't think.
Well, I know that they're going to have to, right, those sources I know you guys are going to end up putting in your paper and stuff, so you might think of this as doing that research ahead of time, is what I would
This could
do.
be like a little mini part of your final,
Absolutely.
and we'll probably make a hole in Enmodo for you to stick this in.
Awesome. Well, you need to research everything because you didn't know anything.
I know.
Yes, so. How are we doing on our projects here, our problems, solving this
We need
world
to get together and
crisis?
talk to each other again.
Is that what you need to do?
Yeah.
Do you need to re-collaborate?
Yes, please.
In our groups, small
Okay.
groups.
All right, I'm going to ask,
Are you
does,
turning these in groups?
Well, some of it is and some of it's on our own.
and that would be an inaccurate statement, so I know their group has some thoughts.
What's the answer?
I'm not going to answer that.
Are you supposed to be doing your own work?
Yes. No.
Is everybody turning in your own work?
Yes. Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
We are. So, if
Except
you got
for-
into groups,
Except for what?
are
The-
you debating together or are you debating individually?
We're debating.
Together.
Right. But that's an outlying, that's not a turn-in. That's
Would
my
it be
distinction
a
there.
good idea for you to collaborate with the same people who have the same thoughts that they had last time? Or different people who might have different thoughts?
Same people. Yeah, because we made plans and everything.
There.
Yeah.
They're asking to get together in their small groups to begin with and chat to make sure they're all on the same page. If you want to switch it up at the end, I think that would be an appropriate thing.
I think that's a plan then.
an appropriate thing,
And,
yes.
oh, I thought you said
Somewhere
anal.
between 22 and a quarter to, we'll
Thank you.
switch it up. And you have until then
Great. Oh,
to work
meat.
together
Can,
in
can
small
meat be a
groups
GMO?
and figure out whatever
What do
it
you
is you
think?
need to figure
I don't
out.
know. Do you eat your cows?
Okay, Grace.
Do you eat your cows
From this
at
table,
home?
I think we should.
Mrs. Keller, hang on a minute though. Mrs. Keller, did you have anything you needed to add about the last math thing that they did or anything like that?
Not today.
Okay, good, good, good.
Excited to see the students work on their stuff and get a good start.
Awesome, great. Okay, you need to find Paige and Gracie. And you're working with them, remember? They're going to tell you what to do. Paige and Gracie with your computer. Go sit beside Paige. You're working on the genetic. This is good. This is good. Yeah, get your computer. Yeah. Okay.
Question, sure.
Yes.
So we blog about our discussion today, and
Yes.
we research like about organic and not GMOs.
Well, you're going to have to research about genetically modified GMOs for the debate that you're
Yeah.
doing. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.